Hi friends, Julie here with Deschutes Public Library. Today we're going to explore the forensic science of chromatography. The idea is you can separate components to identify a specific ink that was used. Can you think of a real-world application where this would be useful? Forensics applies science to criminal and civil law. Suppose you had a handwritten ransom note or a threatening letter. If you could identify the pen that was used, it might combine with fingerprint analysis to become an important piece of evidence. Imagine someone in their final moments of life handwriting a will, naming or changing the heirs who will inherit what they own. Analysts might be asked to ensure that that is a valid document. Again, identifying the ink that was used might become an important piece of evidence. So, for this experiment, you will need the markers that you're going to compare, paper towel, a straight edge, scissors. I'm going to use a pencil, but you could use the markers to make your lines, a container, and something to attach paper to the container, like clothespins or tape, and some water. So first we're going to cut our paper towel into strips. I'm going to use a pencil. They don't have to be exactly the same, but they should be pretty close. So I want 5 strips, and then plus I'll have a strip for our sample, which would be what we took from the scene of the crime. And then next I'm just going to cut the strips. So we are going to mark the pen and the strip. So let's start with this one. Let's make this one a star. We'll put a star on the pen and a star at the top of the strip. You could use letters or numbers. That would make just as much sense. And then we'll do a triangle, a square, a circle, one more shape. How about a heart? And we'll put those same symbols or numbers on each of the strips. Now we've got one extra strip, which is our evidence. And here's our evidence strip. We don't have a pen to go with this. This is what we're trying to figure out, the pen that was used to make that line. Obviously, if we were using real evidence, we wouldn't have it on a paper towel like this, but we could test a sample of the ink from the paper. And then being careful to use the marker with the same symbol as the paper. There's my stars. We're going to draw a line across the bottom of the paper towel strip. So just a horizontal line right across the bottom, like that. So now you should have a strip of paper towel with a line horizontally across the bottom about 1 inch up and marked with a symbol that also has the same symbol on the pen you used to make the line. Although the black colors appear to be the same, the black ink is actually comprised of many different colors. You can see the different colors as they move up the filter paper. These dyes separate from each other because some dyes are more attracted to the paper, while others are more soluble in water. Each pen will have its own identifiable signature, distinct from the others, if you do it correctly. This is a very accessible procedure because it doesn't require special supplies or equipment. It works with water-based inks. So we should be comparing different brands of washable markers. There don't seem to be too many different brands out there though. So I was curious what would happen with permanent markers and other kinds of pens. So we'll test them as well. Now we're going to put a little bit of water into our containers. We can use a separate container for each one, but I'm just going to use this one for all of them. I'm going to start with my evidence strip, and as I put it into the water, you may immediately see the water start wicking up that. It wicks right up really fast. So now it's starting to get to the ink, and this is what we're interested in, what it will do once it's to the ink. And you can see it's starting to separate into colors. So that is what we'd expect. Okay, so now I've got all my strips in. Let's take a look at our result. So 3 of these really didn't do anything. You can still just see the line, the black line right across the bottom where the water has gone through. And those are all non-water-based inks. So now we know this experiment does not work with non-water-based inks. So here are the 2 that did something. You can see how the colors have changed going up. And this one is our evidence. So taking a closer look, this is what we want to match. And then we can say, does it match that or that? And we can easily see that with that larger green component, it matches our star pen. So that was the pen that was used to produce our evidence. Thanks for joining me, friends. Hope you enjoyed it.